I have some very exciting breaking news for everybody today. Jen Psaki, the former White House press secretary who served both under Obama and Joe Biden, has just dropped a scathing bombshell on red state MAGA supporters. My name is Hunter Avalone with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. And don't forget to click that like button if you also agree that Donald Trump is a total disaster. Now we're going to get to this scathing bombshell in just a moment, but first, let's talk a little bit more about how and why Donald Trump is just bleeding support every single day. Now, Trump made a lot of big claims when he was running for president, and some of his supporters seemed to buy right into this. Other supporters didn't even think he would follow through with some of his more radical positions. But now, what do you know? Pretty much every Trump supporter is just set up for disappointment. Only a little while ago, the internet was flooded with a bunch of Trump voters all loudly announcing that they deeply regret their decision.
All I can say, I was a dumbass, voted for Trump only because of my beliefs. People around me encouraged it. I can think for myself, yes. But I felt at the time that was the better choice. Now I'm looking at it with everything going on. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
So yeah, it's abundantly clear that Donald Trump is not delivering on his promises, at least not in the way that Trump voters thought he would. So not only is Trump bleeding support daily, now Jen Psaki, the former White House press secretary, has just dropped a scathing new bombshell on Trump and his supporters. The moment you've all been waiting for, here it is now.
Now, over the past few weeks, the Trump administration has slashed hundreds of NOAA staff, including people responsible for producing critical weather forecasts and maintaining radar systems, and they're not done. The agency is tasked with cutting an additional 1,000 jobs, which means 10% of its workforce. See, to Donald Trump and his buddy Elon Musk, NOAA is just another woke agency that stirs up climate hysteria. And so it's one of the agencies that has found itself in their crosshairs. But here's the thing. When devastating tornadoes swept across the country this week, it actually wasn't coastal Democrats in their path at all. It was states like Mississippi and Arkansas and Alabama and Missouri. States that would definitely not self-identify as woke in any way. And states that would definitely benefit from a fully operational and fully staffed and fully funded NOAA. What about FEMA, which provides essential tools for cleaning up and rebuilding after devastating storms, like the ones we also saw last week and this week? Trump and Elon Musk claim the agency is a political tool wielded by Democrats during disasters. I don't even know what they mean by that exactly. So guess what they've done? They've cut jobs there too. And Trump has even mused about shutting it down altogether. That's how they're owning the libs, I guess, right? I mean, that's their approach. But guess which states get the most recovery funding from FEMA and the Department of Housing and Urban Development? Well, states like Louisiana and Florida and Texas, not exactly target Democratic states, those ones typically. Notice the theme here? See, the things they've already done and things they're planning to do actually hurt red states more than blue states. They're trying to own the libs, but they're actually hurting Trump voters. The people they are hurting the most are in the very states that voted to put Trump in the White House. And we're seeing this everywhere, all the time. It's happening every day. They're hurting red states by working to repeal the Inflation Reduction Act, even though 80% of the investments are in Republican districts. They'll continue to hurt people who voted for them if they go after Social Security, which 1 in 5 Americans across every single state rely on. And they'll hurt lots of proud MAGA members if they go after Medicaid. In one Appalachian county in Kentucky, almost 90% of the residents in Harlan County, that's what I'm talking about, voted for Trump, and almost half of them received Medicaid. One woman relying on a Medicaid-funded treatment program for addiction told the Washington Post, if it were to go away today, I would be homeless tomorrow. I would lose everything, all my counseling, all my treatment. If Trump takes the things that they're saying, it's going to be devastation for Eastern Kentucky for sure. And you don't have to just to take her word, or my word for that matter, for it. Here's Steve Bannon.
A lot of MAGAs on Medicaid. I'm telling you, if you don't think so, you are dead wrong. Medicaid's going to be a complicated one. Just can't take a Medex to it, although I would love to.
Yeah, Jen Psaki's rant just once again exposes how the Trump voters are only voting against their own best interests. Listening to that rant and realizing the full extent by which red states are going to be impacted by Trump and Musk's cuts, it's just mind-boggling. Part of me feels a little bit bad for the regretful MAGA supporters, where the other part of me is just kind of saying, I told you so.